Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Thanks so much for coming by today. We are going to do a January reading wrap up. Let's get into it. I already did a sort of mid-month chat, where I talked about The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Call, Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson, 100 Shadows by Hwang Jung-yeon, and Catalyst by Alan Dean Foster, and We Three by graphic novel by Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley. So I will link that video below if you'd like to hear further thoughts. But overall, I enjoyed the bulk of those books, and it was a great kickoff to the month. And yeah, so let's get into what else I finished. Just a few things. The first was The Drift by C.J. Tudor. This was for the Fright Club Book Club, hosted by Cliff Stark Gems and Secrets Reads. And I overall really had a good time with this one. I think some of the folks had some mixed feelings on it, but I kind of had a good time with it. It is a sort of post viral situation, a viral outbreak, and we're following basically three groups of people and in situations after this outbreak, and one of which are a group of students that are sort of being moved from a sort of like it sounded like a private school, a boarding school type situation. So there's that going on this bus which crashes, and the people wake up and what goes on after that? Okay, and then you've got the people that are stranded on a cable car because they're making their way to, I forget what was it called, like the center. It's called something, and which is like basically this sort of old ski resort that's been turned into, I don't know, some sort of safe refuge. And so these people are on a cable car, but they're stranded, and so they're in the middle, dangling in the middle of the air. Right? So there's that. And then there's people at this, like I said, this center, which I can't remember what they call it. But anyway, so we're following a group of people there. And, through all these different situations, we kind of are piecing together maybe what has happened in the world and that kind of thing. There are people that have gotten infected. I mean, I don't know. They're called something I don't remember. It's been a week, you guys. But they're not necessarily like zombies, not like typical zombies. It's not that, but they're not quite necessarily human anymore. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And I really liked the sort of, I was very intrigued by the story of the characters and figuring out what was going on. Because I mean, something has to link all three of these situations together, right? And so I was there for finding out what it was. And so I was definitely in it, and I enjoyed following these cast of characters as we figured out what was going on, essentially. So if you like a sort of, this type of, if you're into post viral situation, which maybe you're not, maybe not be your thing, so you may not want to get into this, but I like those kinds of stories. And so yeah, I was interested in the characters and what was going on and how they were like surviving. There is a snowy setting. I don't know, I had a good time with it, so take that for what it is. But anyway, I did also just post a reading vlog where I was reading like a K-pop idol, JB from GOT7. So I have talked about these books in that vlog as well. But The Sense of an Ending by Julian Barnes, which was absolutely wonderful, and a real focusing on this older man who's reflecting on life, and as sort of one of his sort of high school age, college age friends. It kind of just like comes back in older age and sort of flips things a bit upside down, and that's what I think made him kind of think about his life, memory of life, how do we truly remember things that happen? Are we remembering them as they truly happened, or things like that, and friendships and life and love, and it was really good. I really loved it. It was so beautifully written. I really loved this guy. I really liked this guy, and seeing him reflect on his life, and I don't know, it's a beautiful story. It's really good. And then Child 44 by Tom Rob Smith. I really like this too. This was a historical fiction, sort of crime novel, I guess, more than anything. Set in 1950s Soviet Union, as we're following this guy named Leo, who is a kind of MGB secret police kind of guy, and he gets just honestly just gets wrapped up in some stuff. There are some murders of children are happening, and he is on the case. But there's also a lot of course, we'll talk about sort of towing the party line, staying in line, doing what you're told, don't step out of you doing what you're told, all that kind of good stuff too. That I just found to be super intriguing. Really liked this book, and I don't know. I really liked kind of getting in the mind of someone who, was very much, like I said, towing that party line and just following orders. And then when you start to question, it's like, wait a minute, so there's some conflict going on in there. And it was good. It's some really good stuff. And then I finished out the month finishing The Stranger by Albert Camus. And I overall did really enjoy this. Very sort of one of those books that makes you think. I hadn't read this one before. I know it's sort of a classic, following this guy who, and his just kind of day-to-day life. In the beginning, his mother passes away, and then through things that happens, he murders a man and goes to jail. But a lot about what is the purpose of life, should we try, is being mediocre? I was actually, the more I thought about it, it was very interesting to read The Stranger and The Sense of an Ending together, because both of those were kind of about, I think, general thoughts about life, and that kind of middle of the road kind of life. I don't know. Anyway, it was interesting. I'm definitely glad that I finally read that book. It's just kind of one of those classic books, and it was interesting. Okay, I did have a couple of DNFs that I was bummed about. One of which was this one, Chilling Effect by Valerie Valdez. I don't know, you guys. I got maybe halfway through-ish. I mean, I spent a good little chunk of time with this book. I don't know. I just kind of wasn't interested, and no one's more bummed than me, because I have book 2 of this too, which now I'm just, of course, not at all interested in reading. And I liked the main character, but I don't know, I was just questioning the decisions that she was making. I don't know, and there was these psychic cats, which you don't even use. You're not even using the psychic cats. I don't know. I just kind of lost interest, lost the plot, didn't care. And again, I'm really kind of bummed out about it. But you know what? It's all good too. So it's off my shelf now. I don't know, we'll just move on to something else. But I'm a little bummed. And I did end up DNFing the Lost Children Archive, which was for Mary Andrea's book club, Books and Bookadillos. It's just another one that I don't know, I was struggling to get into, and I think the timing of it, I wasn't in the headspace for it. This is one I would possibly get back to, I think at just sort of a different time. And towards the end of January, I found myself or mid-January maybe, I found myself a bit lost in the sauce. And so this is when I switched to doing my reading blog, and was glad that I did that. I did make a bit more progress on In Search of Lost Time by Marcel Proust, reading Swan's Way. But I've now gotten, I think, a little behind in the group read, but it's fine. I'm just going to keep slowly trucking along with that. And because I'm enjoying it, still. But I just got to go slow with it, and it's fine. I didn't quite finish out my short story collection that I had planned for the month. And again, I'm just going to keep going with it in February. It's fine. I'm really enjoying these stories. They're really fantastic. So I'm just going to keep going with this collection. And there's a really good story here by Haley Piper. Oh my God, it was so good. It's called, let me see if I can find it. It was really good. The Median King. Yeah, that one was really good. I really liked that one. Chris Sorensen was in here. Laurel Hightower. Yeah, it was some really great stories in here. So I'm just gonna kind of keep plucking along on that, And that's kind of it. I didn't read a ton this month. But what I did read, other than a couple of DNFs, but what I did read, I really enjoyed. So, I mean, you can't ask for more than that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9 total things read for the month. That's pretty good. And a half, I guess, if you count this. And, well, another half maybe for the Swans Way. Anyway. So that's about it. I had a pretty good month. Very excited for it. And, of course, I participated in a Catchuary, which was fun. And I didn't ever get to reading any Poe for the Nevermore thing. I'm sorry, Kat. But yeah, overall, I had a pretty fun month. And yeah, so now we're into February. So let me know what you read in January. What was your favorite thing? My favorite thing was probably The Sense of an Ending, actually, by Julian Barnes. I really loved that book. I would reread that book. I think it was really lovely. I also really did love The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Call. That was good too. Yeah, I had a good stuff. I had to get some good reads. All right, I'm rambling and jumbling everywhere. It was just one of those days. So, yeah, again, let me know what you got into for January, because I'd like to know. And that's going to do it for me. Just a quick little update, quick little wrap up. So I keep on top of just doing some little wrap ups. And yeah, so that's going to do it for me. I hope you're well. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And I will check you in the next one. Bye.